Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to another conscious. No, what did we do this? We call this cardio and consciousness. Today's discussion. I was very inspired by a video that I watched yesterday. I posted the link in the description down below. So if you like this topic, definitely go check out that video. It's spectacular. But today's discussion, today's topic, is loving fearlessly and loving freely. Now, this is all stems from this video that discusses really the primary question that Buddha and Jesus were both asked, right? They were both 500 years apart, but they were asked this question of what will help me live the most joyful life possible? And Jesus' response was to love your neighbor. To love your neighbor, one final commandment I give to thee, that you love each other as I have loved you. That's how we can live joyfully from the teachings of Jesus. When they asked Buddha, how can I live joyfully? You in a gym? I am in a gym. I'm actually in my garage, and we're on the bike doing cardio and consciousness, my friend. So, back to our topic. If you got some questions, my friend, pop them in as we're doing this. We're having some fun. But sorry if I'm breathing too heavy into the mic too. But when they asked, gee, cool. Yeah, if you want to hop on, get on your bike, get on your treadmill. We'll do this together. Cardio and consciousness, baby. We're having some fun. Got to get that heart rate up. Got to keep the heart healthy. And they asked Buddha, how can I live a joyful life? And Buddha's response was to release attachments, to let go. And so although these two ideas of love thy neighbor or let go seem kind of in contradiction with each other, in reality, they're far more complementary. In truth, what they're both saying is, Buddha was also saying, love your neighbor, right? Love everyone as you love yourself. Jesus, love everyone as you love yourself. Buddha was simply saying that allow the other person to be. The analogy that I really, really like is that when a butterfly lands in your hand, we don't close the fist. We don't grasp on to the butterfly and crush it and kill it. We love with an open palm. We allow the butterfly to be. All right, well, if not, do some jumping jacks. You don't have a treadmill? Do some jumping jacks or just hang out, sit, and let's chat, the two of us. The butterfly has to be able to be free. That's how you love it, right? You open the hand. You love with an open palm. Instead of grasping in any relationship that we're on, whether that be family, your romantic partnership, friends, co-workers, we hold on wanting them to be something for us, to this rigidity of you need to be this way in order for me to be happy. That's attachment. And so instead we say, I love you so dearly. I have so much trust in you that I will allow you to be as you are while still holding you in my loving gaze at all times. So I was like, oh my gosh. Again, the video that is in the description down below does such a great job of explaining this whole thing. But I wanted to discuss it because, I don't know, I feel like I encounter that a lot in myself and with my clients, where we're constantly asking people to be something for us in order for us to be happy, right? It's the highest level of attachment. You must be X for me to be Y, right? I need you to fill my cup for me. I need you to X, Y, Z. I need you to participate in all these behaviors so that I feel nourished, so that I feel content within myself. Excuse me. And if we take the primary teachings of these two masters, one, we go, okay, I need to love you unconditionally, just as you are, right? That's love each other as I have loved you. So Jesus is saying the golden rule. Love that individual just as they are. And then Buddha says, and love them enough to let them be free, let them be themselves. We used the analogy in one of our other lives about the monk and the scorpion, right? Where the monk's trying to save the scorpion and the scorpion keeps stinging him. And the man says, well, why do you keep trying to save the scorpion if he's going to keep stinging you? And the monk says, because scorpion's nature is to sting. My nature is to help. So we go another one further. Your nature is to love. Our nature is to love fearlessly, fully, wholeheartedly, right? Jesus. And then I love you freely, exactly as you are. Not asking for you to reciprocate, not asking you to be any different. I will allow you to be as you are and love you anyways. And so when we marry these two, it's a very, very deep spiritual practice. It's very difficult to love somebody when they're spitting in your face. It's very difficult to love somebody who's done harm to you, your family members, people you've seen. It's very hard. It's very hard to forgive these individuals. But this is why you are watching this video, because you're a master. You are a master student. You are a master teacher, right? We are watching this. You've come into this reality because you want to love. That is the core of who you are. And that video took it further for me because we've been talking about the monk and the scorpion. We can't allow others' behavior to minimize our own ability to shine our light, our own ability to give love. When we can truly embody the practices that Jesus and Buddha are talking about, what we're in fact doing is we're living truly authentically to ourselves and sharing that with the world. We are lighting the candle, our own candle, so that we can light the candle of others. Like Buddha would say, it only takes one candle to light 1,000 others. It's either Buddha or Lao Tzu. I think it was Buddha. We can't possibly light the candle of another without our own candle being lit first. And so when we're able to give that love freely, what it means is I've begun to live myself. And then we can take it even further and say, don't just live fearlessly, don't just live fully, 100%, and don't just love freely, live fearlessly, live freely. Right? That becomes our driver, that becomes the fuel to our life, is being able to love and then to live. It's such a hard practice, such a difficult one at times when things are going wrong, and how do I love this situation, right? Not just an individual, but how do I love this situation that's causing me pain, it's causing me suffering, it's causing me discomfort? Well, you accept it, right? This is when we have those stages of our healing journeys, right? We accept that this is happening. And then we go through the different stages until we get to the stage of, I can love this journey. I can love the contrast. I can love the person for showing me what I don't want because they're helping me understand what I do want. All these things tie in together, whether that be spiritual awakening, law of attraction, quantum physics. It's all the same. It's all the same because the one thing that we're primarily dealing with is love. We can say love is light, right? Love and light. Love is light. Light is wisdom. Light is love. Light is joy. Right? And then there's also the darkness, the shadow aspects of being human. Those, what we want to call our negative emotions and the fear and the anger and the resentment and the doubt. Those are all part of the journey too. And so really the journey is about learning to blend the two, learning to accept my human desires, right? Learning to understand them. And then once I've understood them, once I've accepted them, asking myself, is this going to bring me closer to love? Is this bringing me into joy? Yes, wonderful. Then you're on the right path. Is it not? Is it taking you away from love? Is it taking us away from joy? Then we're going the wrong direction. We're moving away from our inner being. But I don't know what else to really say, because that video down below in the description does such a good job of really clarifying and really sharing such a powerful message of what Jesus and what Buddha were really teaching us. Right? They came to be the embodiments of love and the embodiments of acceptance, right? Of nurturing reality as it is, while simultaneously causing it to be more, right? It's such a cool video. But the fearlessness, I know I personally have a ton of difficulty with the loving fearlessly, right? Loving completely openly, with all the force behind it, because my own ego, my own mind questions, well, am I just doing this to win heaven points? Am I really just doing this for the potential of a good outcome? Am I really doing this for whatever? Right? We start questioning the nature of, why am I behaving in a way that will bring me closer to love, that will bring me closer to joy? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because love and joy is the path. The journey is going to be the journey one way or the other. Right? That's what Buddha's always saying. The journey will be the journey. The experience will be the experience. But if you miss out on the joy and the bliss that reside on your path along the way, with each footstep along the path, then you cause yourself suffering. Then suffering ensues. The journey is the journey, right? The good, the bad, the middle, the in-between, the neutral, it's all part of the journey. And the journey exists right there in our own minds. The journey is the journey, the experience is the experience. So why not, in the midst of the experience, fill myself up with feelings of love and joy, acknowledging the beauty in each moment, right? We talked about this a few lives ago also with Ram Dass, where he says there's this dual nature to being human. Our physical nature, when we see somebody suffering and we reach our hearts out to them, right? Our hearts mourn with you, our hearts bleed with you. But if I stay there too long, I start to suffer too. And then there's this other nature, the aspect of my nature was the spiritual nature, right? Which says everything is perfect. Everything is as it should be. And in that mindset, when I look at the suffering, I can say, yes, and this too. And so, as Ram Dass would say, true compassion is marrying the human, if you will, and the spiritual, and aligning the two, right? The middle path, so that I can feel and also acknowledge, this is part of your curriculum. This is part of my curriculum. I see, I have the insight, I have the clarity to understand that, yes, this too is part of my path, and I will still be present with the emotion that I am being given as I'm observing this through my thoughts. I do that all the time. And sometimes I really suck at it. I really suck at it. I can't, the situation is just too irritating to my nervous system. It's too contrasting to what it is that I truly desire. And it's frustrating. And so in those moments, for me, I'm always reminded, I'm always guided back to silence inside myself. Zach, go inward. Time to stand up. Zach, be still. Time to adjust the shorts. Oh, on the bike, adjust them. Hooks, they ride up. But I'm constantly reminded, go inward and stop trying to earn, stop trying to do, stop trying. Just be. Reconnect with that part of myself, right, that is above vibrationally the physical. Connect with that part of myself that says, yes, Zach, and this too. Accept it fully. It's okay that it's happening. To you, to somebody else, to somebody you love, I see a lot of videos and pictures of kids going through childhood cancer treatment, and it breaks my heart because it reminds me of all the kids that went through those experiences as I watch them. And it breaks my heart for the part of myself that went through that. You know, I have to mourn that part of myself that had to miss 7 years of his life. But then, when I find that stillness inside myself, I am reminded, and I always feel that inspiration from within, that yes, this too, right? This is part of the journey. This is part of the path of spiritual awakening, of reminding ourselves, of being reminded that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, that we are extensions of the infinite consciousness, playing our roles in these beautiful physical vessels that we call our bodies, playing it with each other, forgetting our divine nature so that we can have a fresh start, a fresh perspective, and we can once again regain that awareness and share it with others, right? That's always, or be that for others. Even if you're not sharing it verbally, you're sharing it with your presence. You're sharing it with your kindness. You're sharing it with your love. You're sharing it with your joy, with your smile, with just a gaze. Sharing it with creative expressions, your art, your music. You're sharing it in all forms of ways. But those things often don't come about unless there is a deep suffering, right? That suffering causes a deep desire within us to understand why the suffering happens. And when we have deep, deep suffering, we have deep, deep questioning. And deep, deep questioning shoots us forward, right? Shoots the inner being, our soul forward into this expanded state. And guess what? Our human form, our minds, we can fight, and we can fight. But regardless of how hard we fought, we have to play catch up to our inner beings. The inner being is waiting for us, calling us forward at all times. Come this way, Zach. Come this way. Come this way. And when we don't come this way, we feel negative emotion. We feel fear, we feel hopelessness, we feel depression, despair, anger, resentment, blame, rage, all of those, right? The stronger the emotion, the further we are from our inner being. And so, the journey becomes, how can I quiet myself enough so that fear begins to dissipate as I allow my mind to catch up to my inner being? As I allow my mind to catch up to my inner being, stillness and peace ensues, right? The emotion lifts. As the mind quiets, the emotion naturally lifts, and I naturally align and move towards my inner being, my soul, that is in that joyful, grateful, blissful, loving place. And so, that is the task. That is the journey. Playing in our own minds, doing things. Yesterday, my example is, I played guitar and sang for an hour. And I haven't felt that good in a while. I just sat there and played old songs, looked them up in the tabs, ultimate guitar tabs, forgot the chords, looked them up, played them and sang them, and the vibrations totally changed me. I felt so different in my chest. I felt different in my diaphragm. My energy felt uplifted. And even if that was only momentary, it was relief. The relief that I was looking for was right there, all the time. Getting off the phone, connecting with my guitar, feeling the vibrations in my body, and I felt better. And now, here we are today, where I'm carrying that vibration. I was tired this morning. My body is still a little tired, but my mind is refreshed. I can feel the energy differently in my body today. Simply because I decided to get out of the external world and connect with that vibrational place inside myself. When I was playing guitar, I wasn't thinking, I wasn't analyzing things, I wasn't observing others' behavior. I was just in the moment. Present moment focus, right? Meditation at its finest. Bringing my mind into this exact moment. And for the first time in about a month, I was able to meditate without falling asleep later about 2 hours after that. Woo, go me! So, the journey, right? Live fearlessly. Live fearlessly and live freely. Love fearlessly and love freely. Why? Because you gotta. Because that is your nature. Your spiritual nature is to love. Scorpion's nature is to sting. Your nature is to love. And so, when we can get out of our own way, break free of the conditioning of our past, of all the things we've been taught based upon observation, based upon what other people have told us, all of those things, and we can find stillness inside of ourselves, if that means just taking 20 minutes to focus on our breath and allowing natural inspiration, thoughts to come into our mind to take action towards, or things to be reminded of, that's enough. Don't have to do anything else. Don't have to earn our way up to our heavenly heights, our angelic heights. Don't have to do anything to achieve it. Just have to be with it. Sit with it. Allow the vibration to raise, and voila, you're there. It's much easier than we think it has to be, because we've been taught so many things from objective reality. Friends, family, loved ones, TV shows, arts, all that. Loving fearlessly is having this completely open heart, acting like a lighthouse. As Rumi would say, be a lighthouse, or be a lighthouse. Be the reason someone is signaled home, right? Be a lighthouse, or a lifeboat, or a lamp. Be the reason somebody knows where to go. But that's our nature. So we imagine our body as this beautiful lighthouse, wanting to express openly. No constraints, no fears, no resentments. Just allowing ourselves to fully be who it is that we feel as if we are in any moment, and then not caring about the attachments the way that other people receive us, right? You don't have to romantically love somebody, but you could even love your enemy. You could go throughout your day and in your own mind say, I love you, I love you, I love you. Particularly the person that you could say is your enemy, the person that's giving you the most trouble in your life. I love you. Thank you for being my teacher. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for being my teacher. I love you. I love you. Just use that mantra until you begin to feel the shift inside yourself. And then you ride it out. And if we do that effectively by the law of attraction, the relationship should change. Because if you have an idea, a vibration about somebody, and they are not in the same vibrational wavelength, they will zig while you zag. That is the law of attraction. Our vibrational frequencies do not align, and so therefore, we will zig while we zag. That could mean your romantic partner and you split up. That could mean You stop having interactions with your coworkers. You leave, they leave, you get better opportunities, they get different opportunities. That could mean your family members maybe change for you. Maybe you change about them. Or maybe the relationship just kind of dissolves a little bit, and that's okay too, right? We have to let things be as they are as we love freely. Love with an open palm. I'm not going to crush the butterfly. Maybe sometimes I want to crush the butterfly, but I'm going to love with an open palm. I love you so dearly that I have no constraints on who you have to be for me to feel free. I get to allow you to be as you are, and I will love you anyways. I will love you anyways. Then we've married the beautiful teachings of the Master Jesus, Yeshua, and the Master Buddha. We've learned to love fearlessly, fully open, expressing ourselves, allowing Source, God, to move through us completely freely. And we do not have attachment on how they have to behave for us to love them. Right? We get to be fully open. No constrictions in our body. No constrictions or restrictions. We allow them to be, and we allow ourselves to be the authentic versions of who it is we know ourselves to be. When we find that stillness, we will find the connection, and we'll say, you know what? I haven't been behaving, acting the way I know that is of my heart. I've been acting from my ego, from my mind, from the Mara mind, right? I've been acting out of disconnection. I've been acting out of anger. I've been speaking out of fear, or I've been speaking just out of pessimism. Either way, I've been disconnected. So I'm going to find the stillness within myself through my practice of meditation, dance, yoga, Tai Chi, my walking in nature. I'm going to find a way that completely stills my mind, allows me to feel my breath, and allows me to be here in this present moment with everything, and most importantly with myself. And when I do that, you've achieved enlightenment. Congratulations. When you've done that, you are the master, and then you can share it with the rest of us. You can share with the rest of us your gains and your wisdom, and you can remind us of that for ourselves so that we can go forward and do the same. You can leave a path for us to follow. Right? You just keep reminding each other. We're all just walking each other home, as Ram Dass would say. We're all just walking each other home. We're all just doing the very best that we can with what we've got, with where we are. And when we reach people, we meet people that inspire that within us, we are changed, right? They've lit our candle. That person has lit my candle. Thank you so much for lighting my candle. And it's okay to meet people where they are, particularly when they're suffering. My heart reaches out for you. My heart bleeds with you. I am with you. Martis, I can't think of need. Love is possible, not with every person, but with every... I totally understand what you're saying. That's why, Martis, my friend, that's why this is such a deeply spiritual practice, right? It's one of the highest forms of spiritual practice. It is so hard to have love and compassion for somebody that has done us wrong. Something that makes them humble. Yeah. Right, yeah, you gotta love them. It's so hard to love somebody that's done some really heinous things. I think we all know the things that we're speaking of, and we don't want to meet them fully where they are, but from that, our heart bleeds, our heart reaches out for them, but then we connect deeper, and we say yes in this too, right? Yes in this too. So, it is a deeply spiritual practice that takes time to accept them, right? As they are. Forgiveness is not for them, it's for us. Forgive them. Their trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And then move forward into doing our best to love them in whatever form we think that takes. My form is mentally imagining that person and saying, I forgive you, and I have to love you because that is my nature. That is the core of who I am. It's for me, not for you, right? It's for me to feel that and to understand that when we leave these physical forms, we will be reunited into that same consciousness pool. We are extensions of the same hand. We are branches of the same tree. But yet we are all the tree of life. We are all fingers of the same hand. We are all extensions of divine source, of God. And so it's hard. It's a practice. That's why all these things are practices. But if we want healing, and if we want true embodiment, just the ability to acknowledge that for myself and go, okay, I can see that I still have work here. I still have barriers for myself. And I don't want to heal these barriers just to heal them, just to attain enlightenment. I want to heal them because it makes me feel better. It makes me enjoy life that much more. It allows me to see the joy and the bliss that reside in every moment, like Buddha said when he attained enlightenment, right? It wasn't the reason that we suffer, he said, is because of our attachments, but it's really not even the attachments. It's that we refuse to acknowledge the joy and bliss that reside in every moment. That's loving freely. That's accepting things as they are, right? That's saying yes in this too. Doesn't mean that it's right. I want to heal. I want others to be free of suffering as well. But I also want to be compassionate to all beings. And that's the practice. Doesn't mean I have to go around saying, yes, you can punch that person in the face. You can stab that person. You can do these horrible things to that person. Right? That's not. I could, but I don't think that resonates with the heart. What we do in those situations is we take action, right, that brings us the most joy. To know that, yes, I've made a difference in somebody's life. I've stepped in, right? Or even I've made some impact. I reminded this person of their own divine nature through my own picture of them, or whatever that may be. And I accept that. I don't want others to be victimized, but I also understand the relationship between vibrational beings. I understand that we allow things into our experience that align with who we are in those moments. It's not always fair from our human perspectives. It's definitely not fair. I don't want any kid or any person to ever go through chemotherapy or radiation ever again. I don't want anyone to suffer from any disease or congenital disease. But I also acknowledge that those who do oftentimes are master souls, and I have to allow them their soul's curriculum while simultaneously reminding them of that divine nature. That's my purpose. And so, with that, my friends, we've reached our 33 minutes. I got my cardio in for today. Martis, my friend, thank you so much for giving me your comments. It was awesome. Next time we'll have even more of a conversation. Oh look, I stopped at 3344222. I guess we're in alignment. Thank you guys for watching. Love fearlessly, love freely, live fearlessly, live freely, live authentically. That's what Buddha and Jesus taught us, the core of what they taught us. And so on our next video, we'll probably get more into that. Leave your comments and questions down below so we can discuss in our next videos. Thank you guys so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And until our next video, be well, my friends. Bye.